UK Parliament raised alarm over genocide in Nigeria. United Kingdom-based all-party groups comprising informal group of members of the House of Lords and House of Commons have raised concern about genocide in Nigeria. In a 39-page publication endorsed by Chair of the APPG, Jim Shannon MP, which he said was not an official position of both houses, the group of parliamentarians said Boko People terrorists were the promoters of genocide in the country. They are promoting genocide by frequently abducting and killing those who refuse to conform to the extremist band of Islam. The lackadaisical attitude and response of the Nigerian government also contributes to the development. For centuries, herdsmen have lived in relative harmony with settled farming communities. The two groups have benefited from symbiotic partnership to keep farmlands fertile and cattle well nourished. Disputes would occasionally arise as herders moved their cattle seasonally to farmlands in search of water and grazing areas, but leaders would generally resolve them peacefully through established arbitration mechanisms which compensated losses and shared resources. Unfortunately, this relationship has deteriorated rapidly, resulting in enormous violence, the group said. Although it could not mention the exact death figures, it said thousands of civilians were killed in herdsmen attacks and periodic reprisals violence. Humanitarian Aid Relief Trust reports that over 1,000 Christians were killed between January and November 2019, in addition to an estimated 6,000 or more deaths since 2015. Amnesty International (AI) estimated that between January 2016 and October 2018, at least 3,641 persons may have been killed, 406 injured, and 5,000 houses burnt. The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) reported higher figures, insisting that Fulani herdsmen killed over 6,000 persons between January and June 2018. International Crisis Group (ICG) estimated that over 300,000 people have been displaced and that the violence has claimed the lives of 6 times more people than the conflict with Boko People. Its geographical footprint is also larger, with conflict manifesting in more states. Also, Search for Common Ground (SFCG) confirmed that between January 1st, 2019 and January 1st, 2020, intercommunal violence represented the most severe threat to the civilian population in Nigeria, while Mercy Corps reported that the violence cost the Nigerian economy €10.5 billion yearly. The report indicated that some of the worst affected states are Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Adamawa, Kaduna, Kwara, Borno, and Zamfara. On July 4, 2018, the House of Representatives declared killings in predominantly Christian villages in Plateau State to be a genocide and asked the federal government to immediately establish orphanages in the affected areas. On February 26, 2019, the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) Court of Justice ordered an investigation of mass killings and destruction of property by herdsmen against the Agatu community in Benue State in 2016, stating that government is obliged to protect its citizens as well as identify and prosecute the perpetrators and redress the victims. Listing factors responsible for the genocide, APPG examined multiple drivers of conflicts, including resource competition, religious sectarianism, poor land management, population growth, climate change, and insecurity. While citing instances of atrocities, Shannon said attacks by armed Fulani herdsmen have resulted in the killing, maiming, dispossession, and eviction of thousands of Christians. For instance, herdsmen in the Rob district, Plateau State, attacked 4 Christian farming villages. The attack killed 21 people. A surveyor said they were trained terrorists with guns. They killed those who couldn't run, including the aged, children, and the blind. A pastor was their first casualty. They surrounded him, they killed him, and then they rejoiced, shouting, Allahu Akbar, and we have got a hero. Describing a similar attack in Jos, Susan Essam said, on the outskirts of the city, under the foothills, are 2 houses close together where Sarah family members lived. The Fulani had for a long time been coming around the area to graze their cattle, and it was alleged that a Fulani boy was killed around there, but with no evidence. On the evening of Thursday, September 27, they attacked and killed 9 people in one house and 3 in another, including a pregnant woman. They shot Sarah's husband and children, and so she begged them to kill her too, but they refused, saying they wanted her to cry and bear the pain. Describing an attack in Niger village, a survivor identified a migrant said, I called my sister Nami's cell phone because she lived in the village near me and we had been communicating during the attacks, but this time a Fulani answers the call. Thank you for listening to this news. Viewers, you can see that these people are very, 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 very heartless and wicked. If there is any other name after heartlessness, that should be given to them. Believe you me. You can see how they keep killing people all over the place, everywhere in Nigeria. Anywhere in Nigeria that you see or experience killings, it's these Fulanis. Why? Why will it always be them? What has Nigerian done to them? Is it a crime to accommodate them and their cattle? Is it a crime to give them a space in the community? You can see reason why people are running away from these people and why people doesn't even want to give them a space at all. You can see not quite long the president requested to set up rural settlements in the southeast. The southeasterners said no. Why? Because of the attitude of the Fulani herdsmen. Give them a space and they will take over the whole space. Give them a space and they will take over the one you gave them and the one you are occupying. Before you know it, their cattle will start invading into your land, destroying your crops, and if you decide to intervene, they will kill you that gave them the land and kill your family. You can see. So it is better to just don't even show them favor. Don't show them favor. Let them just go. Let them go. I'm of the opinion that these people should be living with themselves. They should be living with themselves. They should not be allowed to live around the people. They should be living with themselves and be showing hatred to themselves. Let them experience their wickedness. Viewers, please, your comments concerning this are very much important. Don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription buttons as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.